did, I think 60 years ago, women couldn't vote.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's
and also, there's somebody put a clip on, like, in the last 40 years, a montage of white and black and other comedians making fun of Asians, but they put it in a clip, right, where it's like a montage, right? And it's like, when you clip them together, it seems racist. It seems like, not, culturally right, but it's like, I always put in the context of comedy and the way it's grown. Like, when I started comedy in the 90s, there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me doing it. I had Margaret Cho, maybe a couple of other people, right? Joe and I, that's Coy and I met as open micers back in the day, right? But we were the only ones, and it's like, and I saw it live. I laugh because I'm a comic and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't blame people for doing jokes.
But there was a time where the go-to panacea for not being in trouble it's a joke.
Yes.
Or I'm joking, or it's part of the act. And they kind of took that away.
Yeah.
You can't joke about it. There is no joke.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is a joke because it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's why it's inappropriate. I'm saying something that I know is inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm standing here naked, dancing in front of strangers in my underpants because you wouldn't do it, the audience.
And the reason why we're afraid and we change with the times is because we're afraid to lose everything. And so I'm just going to tell you that I have been thinking to myself, if I let go of corporate stuff, like, right now I'm going to New York to do Sex and the City, a couple episodes.
Right.
I just did that movie. I have other things coming out, and I don't want to lose those things. So what happens is that I change, right? And I, sell out in a way.
Yeah.
Right? And the freedom's gone, right? So there's got to be, to me, it's like, should I just say F all that and just be myself and not worry about, what I'm going to get or not going to get?
You're thinking, it's like you're reading my mind, because the thing about it is we've talked about this on other shows, but I had a rough time, and you do. We talk about this mentally, mental health. And my greatest outlet when I found comedy, because I felt like having this kind of character and blurting out things and saying things and acting like we act, I don't think you could imagine either one of us in a corporate job, in a real corporate job, like sitting and we wouldn't last. We probably wouldn't get along with people. We would be frowned upon, whereas you're kind of, celebrated as being a comedian. Yeah. But now, even in the world of comedy, everything that made me happy and comfortable, this was the place. I used to say, when I was on, I was an actor, I was on, a television show, or I was hosting a game show, people would say, what do you like best? And I'd say stand-up, because stand-up is the one thing where I didn't have to memorize a line. I didn't have to hit a mark. I didn't have to worry about sponsors. I didn't have to worry about offending. There was no place I couldn't go in stand-up. And I love that freedom. Gone.
It's gone. And, but is it?
That's what
It isn't.
You don't
Because
think?
I know guys.
Yeah.
Like, I think I can say his name. There's this guy named Brian Holtzman.
Okay.
For instance, he has no grand dream of being in a movie or hosting a show. But on stage, he's the freest guy I've ever seen, because he says anything he wants, right? And he's not a slave to corporations. He doesn't care, right?
So you and I both were
care.
that. No, but we were that when we started out.
Yes.
But as you've accumulated, like, I don't want to get in trouble with AGT. You want to do these movies and these TV shows. So that never played. When we didn't have anything, it was kind of easier.
It was easier. There was so much freedom. And, like, I would say really crazy things, but I had nothing to lose. I had no money. I had nothing, right?
Right.
Now I have a house, you know what I mean? I got dogs, I got cars, I got things.
No matter what you say, you're not going to lose your dogs. You won't. They don't. That's it.
Yeah.
Did you see that? You said Bobby Lee in his underpants. I'm taking away his fucking dogs. because those things need a bone, and there's just a little yellow thing.
But it's not only, you're talking about corporations and other jobs and income and stuff like that, but it's not only that. I know, at least for you, you're very worried and concerned about also offending people. Like, you don't want to offend anyone.
No.
And you didn't used to have to worry about that, or at least you weren't aware of having to worry about that.
Right.
Right. And now it's not only AGT or movies or television or sponsors, it's also that for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want people to be hurt. There was no, you used to be able, even off stage, if you said something and somebody took offense and they go, "What did you just fucking say?" And you go, "I was joking," that was okay. That's doesn't fix it anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the people, how do I say this? I don't know why, but I've always, I've been on stage, in the audience before, and seen a comic say things about Asians, right, that are so offensive. If you just read it, right?
Yeah.
But because I know I'm in a comedy club setting, I know that it's, we have First Amendment rights. You can say whatever you want, right? And I know the context. It puts it in context.
Does
right?
it? It does. You've never felt. Have you ever seen something that you felt offended? No,
because I've seen it all. I've seen comics make fun of our penis sizes. I've seen comics make fun of our accents. I've seen comics do every range. You know what I mean? I've had comics say, "I'm sorry," say "gook,"
right,
or "chink," right? But they say it in the context of comedy, and by being in the audience, because I know my skill level. I know that I can defend myself. I know how good I am in the room.
But what if you were sitting in the room with your mom?
Well, it's like I watched Gran Turismo. Is that the movie with my mom?
Clint Eastwood.
With Clint Eastwood movie.
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
And it's like Clint Eastwood says some crazy things, and I kept looking at my mom because I thought maybe she'd be offended by the movie, and she was just like, it's a movie, and it's true. I mean, there are people out there like that, and this is an old immigrant woman, right? She even gets that, it's just when you're watching a movie, it's just a splice of a segment of society. We may not have to agree with it, right? But still, a movie, right? It's an art form, right? Stand-up is the same thing.
Well, that's why, even as a stand-up, there is never anything that's too soon.
Yeah.
They always go...
But now there is.
Yeah, for the audience.
For the audience.
But if you and me weren't even on a podcast, the things we could say and the things we could do are so different than what you're allowed to do with a microphone in front of you.
Me and Andrew did an experiment, and we said, let's do one podcast we're never going to air. And he goes, okay, we can say whatever we want. We talked for 3 hours, and I had never, I was crying for 3 hours, laughing so hard.
You would never...
We would never release it. We would never have careers. I mean, it is crazy what comes out of our mouth. I mean, it's insane. It's like, but we did it for us, to exercise our rights to say things in this country, because we live in America, right? And we said we'll release it for $10 million. I think we can divide $10 million and go
an NFT.
What?
Sell it as an NFT.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it's really freeing, and hopefully one day we'll live in a world where we can release it.